Hi, this is Tim Davis with DoControl, and I want to talk to you today about what makes DoControl different. There's lots of players in SaaS security and lots of different approaches to it, but the most common approach that we see is people will take their internal users and push them through an identity platform, possibly even push them through a SASE or Zero Trust platform, all to get them access to their SaaS applications. This can work for some cases, right? This can work for some when you're on a managed endpoint, you're an internal user. But there's lots of use cases where that's not necessarily the case. Vendors are not on your endpoints, and you can't install software on their endpoints. You have contractors, third parties, maybe former employees that need access to an HR system. There's all kinds of collaboration that can happen that would benefit your business in the cloud and leverage the power of a true SaaS application that doesn't fit into the traditional models of treating SaaS security like it's secure web gateway, like it's web security, doing a break and inspect. And that's where DoControl plays. Two key things that we do differently. One is how we integrate. We're not inline, we're not traditional API either. We're event driven. So when that user shares the file, when that developer makes that repository public, we know in near real time that that's happened, and we can initiate the response from there, right? So this is not going to create that poor user experience that traditional break and inspect does. It's going to solve for cases like large files for sharing inside of SaaS applications, thick clients, right? And it's got so many other applications as well. And then the other piece that's important is automating your response. What we found in working with our customers is so many of the use cases are very common, and so automating the response, both the detection and the remediation, so that people aren't having to be involved in the response, and you can automate and scale your team. So let me give you an example of specifically how that would work within DoControl. And this is what we call a workflow. In this case, this workflow is triggered by a person sharing a file from finance. So we're going to take everything we know about that event that the application has told us, things that we know about the file. We can also look at the contents of the file, but in this example, we're not even doing that. We're just looking at the event that's occurred and the metadata around the file. And we're going to understand who is the user. And if this user is a high-risk user, let's immediately undo this high-risk action that they've taken, and let's immediately create a notification around that via email, via ticketing system, via Slack or Teams, however you want us to let you know about that. If it's maybe not a high-risk user, then we'll look to see, well, who did they share it with? Did they share with an untrusted domain? If they shared with trusted domains, then let's wait and maybe 30 days, and then let's ask that user, do you still need this file shared? Maybe sharing shouldn't be forever. If that project's over, and we can go in and clean that up for them. If they did share with an untrusted domain, then let's go run an approval model, but not from the user. Instead, let's run it with a information security or with someone who's a leader within their organization, and that will give us visibility into if there's a legitimate business purpose for what's going on here. Again, this is all automation that's built to handle those common sets of use cases and help you manage the risk that's in your SaaS platforms. There's a lot of other things that we can do. This is where a lot of our customers start. It's not necessarily where they end. We'd love to tell you more about how we can help you solve some of these problems in SaaS security. Thank you so much for giving us some time today.